Welcome to That Didn't work.
That didn't work.
Welcome to Urban Stars. I'm your GM and your host, Percy.
And I'm Mike, and I'm playing a Nemoidian by the name of Udel Ilvi.
I'm Daniel. I'm playing a human by the name of Caltane.
Howdy, I'm Rick, and I'll be playing a Verpine named K'Klik.
And I'm Jason, playing a human named Lukia, also known as Zerial Benassi Dinduptaniel.
Welcome back to Urban Stars. I'm Percy, your host and your GM, and last time with the crew of the Rusty Sea Bucket, a.k.a. the Shameless Plug, a.k.a. the Starship Enema. We saw K'Klik racing off, chased down by two very large droids. Following on his trail are Igor and Dantoon, two companions, people, things that he's met on Rakata Prime, outside of their ship, that he's still not quite sure about. Lukia is currently riding an elevator to who knows where, and Udel, I don't think we heard from real Udel at all in the last episode.
We like you.
I think you like your ghost Udel a little bit more, huh?
But I have eyeballs that talk.
Yeah.
At least you have eyeballs.
That's true. Speaking of not having eyeballs, Cal lost one of his. In a resulting fight in which Undu Undurr came back into the fray as an upper-level bounty hunter, of all things. He arrested Kieran Fergo, one of the Storm Commandos, and kind of guarded Cal until the other officials arrived to take Kieran into his holding cell for now until an investigation can be fully launched. And Cal went to the hospital to get his eye somewhat patched up, at least healthy. That's where we left everything off. It's all kind of in a jumbled mess as a result of everything that's going on. And who's ready to like cry a little bit at what's going on? No, I guess K'Klik is, or maybe Kieran is. Kieran is stuck in his cell. Yeah.
Kieran, yes, he would.
With one wound left, yes.
Yeah.
With one wound left and all of his pride and his only thermal detonator being roundhouse kicked by a Duro.
His only thermal detonator. I thought I gave him two.
Did you give him two?
No, you only gave one.
I think he only has one.
I wish you'd have given him two. We wouldn't be standing here today.
Yeah, we almost weren't anyway. Well, I guess we're never standing. We're sitting.
Yeah, but true.
But they wouldn't be standing.
They would not.
We never stand ever.
Ever.
Yeah, I would have loved for you to roll a despair.
Oh, man, it would have been great. But I didn't.
No.
In fact, I think there were two blank dice or one.
I know. I was very impressed.
So let's go ahead and get kicked off and started. We're now 3 minutes in and haven't done anything.
Kicked off?
Kicked off. Haha, puns. Let's go to Udel. I think he's going to be an interesting story today. Udel, when last we really saw the real Udel, you had been given a visor by some stranger that you don't know their name, you don't know who they are, what they are. You don't even see them now. But the visor kind of gave you this ability to kind of sense things around you. You don't get a full picture of everything, but enough to give you confidence to move. If that makes sense. Like you can see vague obstructions here and there. But it's not really seeing, it's more feeling that they're there.
Okay.
So you kind of got a sort of vision within 5 feet of yourself.
Kind of like a short echolocation kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. So Udel's gonna, last we saw him, he had just put the visors on and kind of got the sight to be able to see. So what I would envision having him do at this moment in time is almost in disbelief. He'd be taking them off and then putting them back on and seeing if he's actually seeing what he's seeing.
You do not believe.
It's hard to believe. I still don't know why me. Why this gift?
you hear something kind of slide across the floor, and it hits you in the foot. You can kind of, quote, see it. It looks like a chance cube.
Oh, well, I think these are part of my problem, as he bends over and picks it up.
Hold it in your palm.
Is it weighted? Is it fixed?
So as you kind of open it up in your hand, it kind of floats off your palm a little bit, and the four corner, or the, I guess, 8 corners, however many corners a die has, kind of break off and begin kind of spinning around the cube in various concentric circles. And as it spins, you can kind of feel, as of course Udel wants to see everything, right? He doesn't want to be blind. And that's kind of his primary focus right now, his primary source of angst. You begin to see color. As if you're actually seeing with your eyes. You can see that 5 feet in front of you exceptionally clearly.
How is this possible?
Everything is possible.
Can... If I take this with me, can I continue to see like this?
Of course. But why leave with just that? Don't you want to exact your will on those who hurt you? Don't you want to never worry about your own safety?
More than anything in the world, or the galaxy. What world is this?
Follow.
And you still don't see this individual, but you feel a pull guiding you clearly like it did before through hallways. Do you follow it?
Oh, I'll give in to the pull.
Okay.
It led me to get some glasses.
That's true. Got some 6 shades.
Chance cube.
Then the Moidian chicks are going to be all over me.
He's gonna walk out. And he's gonna
Big
he's gonna
dwarven
have-
women. You know?
He's gonna have a flat top on, and he's gonna have the shades, but with the plastic linings going through. And he's gonna be wearing a really expensive jacket. He's like, "Yo, what's up? I'm out here, boys."
Max headroom.
So
Got this little triangle pendant right here.
a clock on a chain. You follow this this urge through hallways and emerge into another large room. And as you're moving closer to whatever this is, you can feel that your radius of sight is increasing. It's to the point now where you can see kind of 20, 25 feet out.
I don't understand this. How is it? The glasses? Is it you?
It is you becoming believer.
I know this isn't. I know this is not medical. There's no way this is medical.
No,
Is it this place?
it is you. And it is me.
And as you kind of continue to look around this room and this field of vision is growing, you see finally a figure. Clear as day, in full color and detail. An interesting looking individual with a kind of elongated, oval shaped head, eyes on the sides, and sharp teeth with purple skin. Wearing a white robe.
Can you show me more? Can you show me how this is possible?
There is little understanding. I did not make this. This is from a people long thought dead.
Then how did you know what it would do?
I have used it I have trained with it
Trained.
for many, many years.
And you're willing to just give this to somebody you don't know.
Yes. I feel that I can trust you.
You would be the first.
And I will not be the last. If you take these, you will lead thousands. And they will never question what you can do.
Okay, so inner monologue.
Yeah.
Right now, the Nemoidian in him is getting very excited. So, all right, back into character.
Okay.
And you say I can punish those that hurt me.
If that is what you want.
And lead those that need to be led.
If that is what you want. Everything can be yours. Or nothing. If that is what you want.
Yes, I want it. Can you show me?
I can. But you will change. Do you want it?
Change how?
You will be reshaped. You will be retaught. You will likely feel much pain.
Pain. That's all I know, is pain. Even my friends, those that I call friends, just been nothing but pain and disaster.
And each pain has brought you more strength, yes.
Yes, but it also reveals a new weakness.
Work with me, and we will subvert the weakness.
Very well.
Cool. So, as that conversation, or as that piece of conversation comes to a close, instead of going straight to a screen wipe, we kind of come out of Udel's eyes a little bit, and we see Udel standing in a large chamber with a not a Rakatan, but a large machine with dozens of arms, all kind of working in some strange silence, grabbing things off of shelves and moving things around the room. And in kind of the center of this machine, you see the lifeless head of this Rakatan. Whatever he is, powering this machine. And we pull out to Kuklik, Igor, and Dantun, running from a giant robot. You guys go ahead and make athletics checks.
Oh, that's my
What
greatest
is my
stat.
roll?
2 yellow.
2 yellow, and what's the difficulty?
For Dantun, 2 purple. For Igor, 2 purple. For Kuklik, 3 red.
I'm dead.
Okay.
I told you I'm dead.
Oh god, I wish I still had a dice camera running.
That is 2 despair and 2 fail. Jeez.
Oh, one success and 2 advantage.
Ow.
I pull out a thermal detonator out of my butt.
He starts sprinting towards the robot.
He runs right into a tree.
Yep. It really could not have been, almost not have been any worse.
Damn you, cricket legs, these don't work.
We're used to low gravity environments. Low gravity.
Well, that
Literally
didn't work.
almost could not have possibly been worse.
Yep.
Okay, I'm actually not feeling bad because for once Udel did not get the worst roll on the table.
It actually could be. I've seen it happen because it's happened to me.
What, 3 despair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Alright.
yeah.
With 3 red dice.
Dantoon, how did you do?
Oh, I did 1 success and 2 advantage.
Okay, Igor.
1 fail and 4 advantage.
Okay. So
And y'all already know what I got.
yeah, 2 despairs. So you guys are running away from these massive droids that are just kind of cutting through the forests of Rakata Prime. They are, of course, much larger, and as such, they move not like quicker, but their strides are longer. So they can easily keep up with wherever you guys are running to. Igor, you start to fall behind, your oddly weighted body kind of holding you back a little bit. And you said you failed with threat or advantage?
4 advantage.
4 advantage. Okay. What do you want to do with those 4 advantage?
Save click.
Save, click, save the world.
Blow up Cal's other eye.
Could I do that? Could I grab him? If I see him
You
kinda
can have
stumbling and-
you can have noticed what happens to him, so that you can move back to carry him.
I mean, with 4 advantage, I feel like I could do more than see something.
Yeah, but I have 2 despair.
Well, but your advantage is on like an athletics check, so like you can see him and move back toward where he is. But 2 despairs subvert your 4 advantage a little bit.
Yeah.
So you want to just kind of notice what's going on. Like as you guys are running like crazy, you clearly see what happens. Keklik, you are picked up
Oh.
by one of these droids.
No, I figured I just got stepped on, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to squish a bug. That's a little cliche, right?
So instead you'll pull its arms and its wings off, you know?
It picks you up and holds you kind of to its...
Can I use my 4 advantage to reaction, turn and shoot?
You can be in good position to do that if you want to, yeah.
Okay.
You would know, though, that that's not going to be very effective against these guys.
Sure, but
But you can
I want to do something.
you can do it.
If I see him being picked up, it's the only thing I can do, really. So.
Sure.
It's Igor
so,
with 1 intelligence. Trust me.
yeah.
Yeah.
So your 1 despair is that you get picked up. It catches up to you and lifts you and kind of drops you into a cargo bay that it's got in its body. It's a collection droid. It's not.
Okay.
I mean, it is a battle droid, but one of its functions is certainly to bring things back to whoever its masters are.
So this is War of the Worlds, basically.
Ish, yeah.
And bugs. People always pick up bugs and put them in
Yeah,
jars.
I mean, we've
you
got a
know?
big collection of bug jars in our
Yes.
giant stadium. It drops you in, and your second despair is that you are not alone. It's picked up something else.
Oh, lovely.
Should I say someone else? It's nobody that you know. Like, haha, this is Callus. No. But it is another individual, and they are cowering kind of in a corner of this hold, and they are pointing a rifle at you.
Okay. Now, okay, that's the end of my turn, basically. though.
Yeah. That's kind of the athletics check on that part of the chase. Igor, Dantoon, what do you guys do? Cut your losses.
It ate me.
I mean, definitely, like, as soon as I see him get picked up, I turn around to do something, but after I see him get eaten, I'm kind of like, oh, well.
Since we've been encountering these for like a while now, would we know of like a way to try to help get them out?
You don't necessarily know how to help get him out, but you have led raids before on the kind of the remnant ruin of the Starforge, which is where these guys are going to take them.
Okay. Before he takes a shot, like, you already know it's not going to do much. The best thing we can do is just to go back to the village, get some help, and try to get...
Yeah. I mean, I can kill just about anything, but I can't kill that, so...
Fair.
Yeah, I've seen you in action. I think your little pea shooter is not going to do much to him. No offense.
Yeah, well,
All right, quick, let's get going. He doesn't have long.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to start heading towards the village.
All right, so you leave.
Yeah,
Well,
we're
we
leaving
can't
him.
do anything.
All right,
Yeah.
sounds good. Cool. Then we'll shift over to Lukia, who is still kind of riding this.
We are the
elevator
world's
up.
most dysfunctional crew.
Yeah, I mean, this,
Well, they're not
is
part
our-
of the crew?
this entire story is
What
just
is our
involves-
name?
Yeah, well, that didn't work. Things don't work.
Hey, it's a much better story when things don't always
That's
go
right.
right.
And of all the times to get the absolute worst role I have ever gotten in any of the Star Wars games,
Let's see. Piloting a ship, running away.
No, the piloting ship wasn't near this bad. It was just a straight up failure.
Hey, you ace landed on that moon. And
I
that was a
did.
You
difficult
did.
check.
You
I
landed
did.
on the moon really well. It was the takeoff that was your problem.
If I'd have just died in that moment, it would have been spectacular, you know.
and
Star Wars.
and Click has a heart attack enjoying his one victory.
In fact,
right.
I'll point out that. But do you know how I landed on that moon?
All right, so Lukia, we'll shift over to your character. You see kind of some of this happen. You see Click lifted up and tossed into.
So I have full detail of this. Like,
not like detail, but you see somebody get picked up and you assume it's Click because you don't know that anybody else is even near him.
right.
You think that he's alone. But you see somebody get picked up, dropped into this large machine, and they veer off and turn in the other direction from whence they came, and you kind of probably think to yourself, one problem at a time, Lukia.
Pretty much.
We'll figure it out.
I'm
One
on a-
lost crew member at a time.
Well, and honestly, I'm on a one-way ticket anyway. It's not like I can jump off or do anything.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you could. There's no glass.
I know how fall damage works in this game. No.
Yeah.
Just use your backpack and parachute down.
Just grab onto one of the side rails and ride it like a fireman.
If you got 4 triumphs,
I mean, I could skate down this screw. It looked totally rad, but I don't have a skateboard. Anyway,
All right, so you reach the top, and you emerge into kind of a living factory. There is no sentient being, not even a droid, in this place, but there are still like mechanical arms everywhere, moving parts around, building all kinds of things. Primarily chassis for battle droids. There are also some weapons and things going on, but for the most part, it's building the outer shell of droids.
I kind of look back at the elevator. Does it, as soon as like I step off, does it immediately start to drop or
No.
Okay. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of step back on it. I'm assuming it doesn't go anywhere.
It does not.
So look around, kind of still kind of hand on hilt, kind of just gonna slowly, stealthily approach and kind of take sense of her surroundings and try to figure out, okay, where am I going to next? Is it like one long hallway or does it branch off?
It's one long hallway. It's like one. It's less of a hallway and more of like a factory floor.
Right. No, I
It's
get
a
that.
big warehouse.
Okay, so it's more okay.
Yeah, it's like assembly line after assembly line after assembly line.
Yeah, I didn't know if I was at
Yeah.
the start point or where in that line I was getting picked
Sure.
up. I figured on the assembly line part, just didn't know where in the
Yeah.
process. So
Yeah, you're kind of on like one of the sides.
okay, like near the start, like is it a hot forge type area? Or
You
is-
can't really tell
Okay,
if there's a start or finish to any of it. There are different things being made on different tables.
couldn't really tell, so I'm trying to
Sure.
get a better picture of what you're trying to lay out here.
Sure.
So I'll start making my way kind of down the hallway, staying out of reach of the arms, maybe up against the wall, so that way, unless things are reaching out of the wall, but if they're just like you said, automated,
Yeah, I mean it's like little automated arms just kind of doing its thing.
right on the assembly line, right? Not like coming out of the wall. Not,
Right.
It's not like Horizon. I don't know. Did you ever play Horizon Zero Dawn?
No, but nothing's like coming toward you or
Okay.
attacking you. Or
I'm just gonna go down the hallway because it seems to be a mono-directional path.
Yeah. So you come to a set of double doors that open for you as you approach them. Not like anybody's kind of watching, but it just seems automated.
I step through and take stock of my surroundings, going as quietly as I can, but everything seems automated anyway, so it's
Yeah. So there is a pad on the wall, not a data pad. It looks like some kind of primitive tool. that has very clearly some kind of paper. You know what paper is, but it's just not widely used. And it says in common dialect, inspector. So it looks like some sort of checklist for some sort of inspection in the factory.
Kind of looks around again. Doesn't see much and just kind of keeps... We'll flip through it a little bit, see if there's like anything that makes sense or calls out.
There's kind of it's more of a manifest than anything else. I mean, it's basically for whoever the inspector would be to kind of go through and check off all the things, but you can use it like to kind of know what's there. There on the list are 700 battle droids and 2 large starships.
Do I recognize the starship? Like,
no, it's of Rakatan make, so it wouldn't be anything familiar to you at all.
But super old school.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to maybe piece together where they might be, see if they're maybe hyperspace worthy. I mean, I'm sure there is. Is there a layer of dust to this place too, or does it all?
It all looks pristine.
Okay. So I'll just kind of take stock of it and try to go maybe find those starships, because that may be our ticket off, because I saw the starship get flipped, right?
Yeah, you saw that thing. It's been abused since you guys landed.
Exactly.
I can fix it.
All right, Wreck-It Ralph. But anyway, probably that would be first thing, because that at least is a ticket maybe home.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, cool. So you take off in search of these vessels. Let's shift over again to Udel. You've kind of been in this conversation with this individual, so I'm going to kind of give you an option here with this conversation you're having with him. He's basically given you the chance to change what your body does. Up to this point, you've been kind of investing experience in the specializations and careers that you wanted as Udel. And basically, he's giving you an opportunity to say, okay, all of this experience that I've pointed in, anything that you want to kind of take out and reallocate somewhere else, he's giving you the option to do that.
Because I've got a golden ticket.
Yeah, by essentially molding parts of your body.
Everything's free.
Yeah. Via like muscular injections or changing just kind of the way your neurons are wired. And that's kind of what the conversation has been. We'll mostly skip that conversation because it's a bunch of sciencey jargon that I won't understand even if I tried.
Okay.
Captain America.
Yeah, but basically that's kind of the thing that you've come to is like, who have you always wanted to be? Who has Udel always wanted to be? And we can make that happen.
All right. So
I guess you don't need to do all of the reallocating now, but I think I want to give the audience an idea of what you might be submitting to.
Well, he knows as of right now, one of the things that is his key weakness is that he's always giving in to temptation and intimidation. He's going to look to try and increase his ability to withstand that. So his willpower, he wants more training, he wants more discipline. He wants to be able to understand when somebody's trying to trick him or take advantage of him.
Okay.
He needs that right now.
He's gotten to a point in his life where he understands that his looks haven't gotten him very far. So, as a matter of fact, they've just pretty much just gotten him mutilated over and over again. So, I think he's going to go more towards the... he's going to go more towards becoming a little stronger. Again, it's in the mindset of he needs to be able to defend himself from any adversary.
Sure.
So both physically and mentally.
Cool. So physical and mental strength. And how do you think that might potentially play out as far as like character changes would go?
So again, I think so. When we're talking about changing stuff around here, are we talking about characteristics as well as skills that have been allocated?
I think there's potential for that. I think
Okay.
I would, you and I can kind of come up with a kind of exchange value to like,
Okay.
I cut off this much experience in the favor of some cybernetics, like things like that, that we can maybe come to an accord on.
Okay, so obviously he is going to go a little bit more physical. So his, either his, I'd say that his arms would probably, again, be one of those things that would be able to be changed. Possibly even looking at, maybe some, subdermal plating or something like that. Again, that's just in the physical realm. But as far as what is happening over in the mental realm, he'd be asking this man to teach him the mind games. Teach him mind games.
Okay, interesting. So like looking for some force training? Is that kind of the direction you're leaning?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he'd want to be able to, again, feel and understand when things are going wrong, when people are trying to pull his leg.
Okay, awesome. I like the direction that's kind of headed, and you have a lot of experience that you've kind of been stocking up anyway. You can feel free to use that as well.
Okay.
So we're gonna leave Udel to it for the rest of this episode. Feel free to go ahead and start making some of those changes, and I think a pretty solid way of looking at like experience to credit, like exchange, is similar to like in character creation. You can gain either, I think it was like, is it 2,500 credits or 10 experience?
Yes.
So I think that's a good exchange rate. So basically like 40 experience would get you the cybernetic arms.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So you take the rest of this kind of session to do that, and we're going to shift actually back over to Cal and focus on him, and we'll leave Adra out of it as well, so that you can start doing some of that, and it'll be ready for the next episode.
Okay. Now, are we talking, and I do need to ask, just, I mean, if this is out of session, are we talking specializations, everything?
Everything. You can shift all of your experience around any way that you want. Whatever you want to keep. Whatever you want to
changing
change.
professions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Whatever you want to keep. Whatever you want to change. Basically, so here's what's happening to Udel. Just to kind of give some behind the curtain, no player character is going to know this, but you're being kind of implanted with some of this Rakatan tech that is potentially going to come back and bite you real hard in the butt.
Okay. I'm good at that.
So basically, you're going to get all this stuff, and I'm also going to create a specialization for you that for every amount of like XP you earn from here on out, you're going to be gaining other things that I get to do with and to your character.
So I became the whipping boy. Got it.
Let's see. What was your first request? Not to be manipulated, or
But it's going to come.
That is not how this works.
Oh, no.
But one thing that's going to happen to your character is this like chance cube that has the floating things around it that like made all of your stuff stronger is going to continue to do that. Is how that's going to play out.
Okay.
But it's also going to kind of feed you more and more and more of this Rakatan kind of scientist, this infinite empire master, more and more of his kind of not sentience but consciousness. Like it's gonna
like Venom?
unbreakably link you.
Okay.
Not quite like a symbiote, but very similar. So it's basically going to be embedded into your left shoulder.
Okay.
And whenever you are doing anything, it's going to kind of break apart and twirl around as you're basically being powered to do the thing you're doing. Cal, you wake up in the hospital back in the lower city. Standing over you is... remind me your character, who they are.
Sharkbait.
Sharkbait. There it is. Who has been kind of by your side for the whole operation. And you blink and you can see out of both eyes.
Just reach up to touch towards the eye, and it obviously feels like a cybernetic, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
100%. It's not only like a cybernetic eye, but like
It's
a
like
good chunk
Kano?
of your skull had been tossed out
So
as
it's
well.
Does it look like Kano, basically?
Yeah.
All right,
Yes.
cool.
Yeah. So you've got like
Cal's
you
gonna become
look like
Australian.
Kano and Cyborg and like all of those. You've got like half of your face is metallic at this point. And the eye. What color do you want the eye to be?
That would be red.
Red.
Let's just go
Okay.
with
Perfect.
Let's just go for the Kano
I'm
look.
very into it.
Very Star Wars too.
Yeah, very Star Wars. So you've got that going on, and this eye is going to do a couple of things for you. So it's going to give you an additional cunning of 1.
Okay.
And it is also going to be able to kind of light up and glow in dark spaces.
So pseudo dark vision. So
Yeah,
to speak.
pseudo dark vision. It's not really. It doesn't give you night vision, but it's got kind of a flashlight on the side of it
Okay, so
that illuminates areas that are dark.
I'll just put a built-in flashlight.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll be able to help. Just have the eye roll around with the flashlight.
Yeah, it flips to the back and glows white.
All right.
Too bad it didn't give you predator heat vision.
That would be pretty cool.
Be very fitting for Star Wars and the '80s aesthetic that we've seemed to have fallen into tonight.
Yeah. All right, Sharkbait. What do you say as he wakes up?
How you doing, man?
Getting used to. What did y'all do?
We gave you a new eye. I see that you kind of lost the other one.
I did, didn't I?
Oh yeah, that happened. Oh yeah. Yeah, we took you back here and to the hospital, I guess, and patched you up.
Please, for the love of God, tell me you have a drink.
Sure. I grabbed like some like rubbing alcohol and handed it to him off the medical shelf in the hospital.
Just immediately spits it out.
It's alcohol. I mean,
What more do you want?
But
way I
So-
hear it, you've had worse. So
I have splitting headache right now. What happened? My memory's a bit fuzzy.
well, you got blown up in your eye by Kieran, and now you're here. Things kind of went down.
Where's here?
Lower City.
Lower City Hospital, kind of. And you have a new eye, courtesy of the rebellion. And, yeah. The other two space thugs, or not space thugs, stormtroopers. One's in prison, and I guess we don't know where the other one is.
Look, they're not gonna stop.
I would assume not, no.
Well, at least we got rid of one problem, even if it's temporarily.
Yes. So, why don't you tell us what happened? We don't really know, since we let you go after the interrogation.
From what I can remember, I went there on a job, which, by the way, I still need to be paid for.
We'll take it out of the payment for your eye.
And you just kind of give him that little look of, okay. And I remember Kieran and oh, I don't know why.
Adra.
I don't know why it's so hard for me to remember that name.
I don't remember either.
Because he
They-
didn't shoot you.
They kept
Or put an explosive in
They-
your eye, or
they kept coming up to me. They came up to me at least twice. And I remember a shot going off, an explosion, and I'm here now.
Okay.
Cool. So, do you want to try to get in contact with Garth at this point?
Yes.
All right, cool. So, Sharkbait helps you to kind of contact the office officials. They do the final checkups, and everything looks like it's in order. Sharkbait is going to hand you a note before he leaves from Lugnug.
Okay. What does the note say?
You don't know. Like
Okay.
it's been kind of given to you
okay.
sealed for Cal.
Okay.
So it's got the 3 swords on it, basically.
Yeah, it's like a data stick that's got the pin on it.
Yeah, just hand over the note and say, "Here, this is from Lugnug."
I'd go ahead and open it up.
Okay, so you'll have to like find a data pad and insert it into it, which is not a terribly hard thing to do. There are data pads kind of everywhere.
I figured I might as well have one because of being a hired gun.
And you still have a data stick, too.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
You do still have the data stick that's got the address for the drugs administrator, whose name is escaping me currently.
Too many drugs.
Brooks or something?
You find a data pad, or you gather your things, and you use your data pad to read the note. And it's Lugnug basically kind of giving you a rundown of what's been going on, which is not much really. They did finally find a way to at least temporarily power the area underneath the like kind of where the new base is, and he's kind of inviting you to come back and check some of that out. He doesn't really give you a ton of information in this note other than like things are fine, everybody's safe, the crew still hasn't returned. We don't know where they are, so we had to start finding a way to fix things up. You've been in the hospital for about a week at this point.
Okay.
Back to healing is not fast.
Nope.
I take it Sharkbait is also going to the to that area.
You say Sharkbait?
Is his name Sharkbait?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought his name was Sharkbait the whole time.
It is.
Okay.
Sharkbait. I thought you said shark.
Oh
bait.
no. Yeah, Sharkbait. Sharkbait.
I don't know what the hell just happened.
It's the Sharkbait hoo-ah, but you got a little accident at the end of there.
He called him Sharkbait.
Well, he sharted himself on that one already.
All right.
That's a messy proposition.
That's right.
We gotta fix all these names, guys. All these names are getting a little out of control.
Okay, Cal.
Listen, Cal Tam and Cal
Cal will
Tepesh.
be spelled with a Q next time.
Oh.
That's all we've been saying.
Oh no, it's not the name that's bad. It's the syllable Cal. That's what you're not allowed to have.
Not the spelling.
Yeah.
I'll name him Calhoun, and then he'll have the nickname Cal.
All right. So do you head back to Lugnug's, or are you going to head to the Rusty Womprat to try to find Garth?
I feel like
The
at
Rabid
moment-
Womprat.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the Rabid Womprat and
The Rabid Womprat.
the Rabid
It's a wascally place.
It's one of those days. No, I'm gonna go to the Rabid Womprat and try to at least finish my mission here. I got hired to do a job. I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah, so you go into the Rabid Womprat, and there's nobody really there. There are a couple of people you've seen before. Mm-hmm. You've frequented this place, so you know generally the regulars. Garth is not there. But as you approach the bar, the barkeep does kind of slide you the key to the same locker that you got your outfit out of previously. And when you go there, there is your payment. I think it was 2,000 credits? 7,000 credits, yeah. Mm-hmm. So whatever the agreed upon payment was, you've got it in your locker.
Well, I got 1,000 down to help, and then six for the payment. So it's 7 total, but so 6 more G.
And, how much is the cybernetic eye?
The cybernetic eye is, free. The rebellion already had it on them.
It might be free from the rebellion, but it's not free from Sharkbait.
Sharkbait's not a doctor.
Go ahead, put that on.
Payment up front.
Go ahead and put that on Sharkbait's stat sheet there.
Yeah.
Okay, and then after that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna put the little data stick back into my pocket, a little area that I know it's gonna be safe at, and
Just
I'm
don't
gonna
shard
head
on
over
it.
to I'm gonna head over to Ludwig.
Ludwig.
Sounds like me.
All these names are just they're all over the place.
It's Bowser's child, Ludwig.
Ludwig.
Your princess is in another castle.
Look,
Yes,
he
locale.
Literally.
He just had his eye blown up. I'm pretty sure he's good to go.
I know that was unintentional, but
Oh, I forgot.
I'm gonna need a sheet of every NPC name because these are.
Oh, Lord.
I've got one right here, actually.
Okay, so you go back to Lugnug, and he welcomes you back.
Cal, I'm glad to see you safe.
I'm glad to see you too. Thank you for that, by the way.
Absolutely. Well, Sharkbait was instrumental in finding that eye.
Good thing you had it.
Please come to my office.
And he actually walks you through the tunnels and downstairs, which you guys didn't have before. So you guys have mined out stairs down into this kind of promised land, is what they've begun calling it as a resistance. And there are a lot of people. When you left, there were 40, but the resistance has been growing. Whatever you guys have been doing, whoever you've been talking to, you do see the desk official that Udel had spoke to get the permits for the mining operation. You see George, the operator of the junkyard that you guys had got the ship from. And several other people. It's grown in just the last few weeks to well over 500 people moving around this bustling area that you now see is not just one kind of continuous building, but an entire city that's below the city of Terrace. Lugnug leads you toward one of the smaller buildings that he's kind of claimed as his own, and walks through the door and sits down at a table with the Baron, and there are several other chairs here, but they're all kind of empty. And he offers you a place to sit.
Okay. I'll go ahead and take the seat at the right up there.
Garth let us know what you were doing. We know it can't have been easy to encounter your friends, old friends, twice, and remain loyal to us. The rest of your crew is still gone. We don't know where they've gone.
And he pushes his comically small glasses up his nose.
But we need to move forward. Empirico's hold has become more vulnerable the more people he's submitted to Taniel to be trained as a new wave of Storm Commandos. This is a good time to strike, to begin driving Empirico out.
Before the conversation continues on, since he had brought up Garth, I'm going to go ahead and pull out the little data stick and hand it over. This is what I lost an eye for Garth.
Garth has already viewed the stick and erased the data so that you would not be incriminated against while you were in the hospital.
Okay, just got to
That all that for this?
I understand the frustration, but we have to protect our contacts.
I understand.
While you've been under, we've made contact with Humphrey Grook. A contact that would not have happened without you. We've also managed to... Are you ready to write down more names, guys?
I know.
We've also
Humphrey
managed
Bogart.
to come into contact with the research and development specialist for Terrace, Basil Steamworks.
Is he a gnome?
He might be, you don't know.
And thanks to Undu coming out of the wet works, as it were, his boss and key illegal bounty operations officer, Tank Sugnart.
Why are you laughing at my names? Listen, they're Star Wars names.
You're going to kill me with these names.
It's good.
What was the last name?
Sugnart.
Sugnart?
fine with the names. It's
I can already see that.
I bet he was made fun of in school a lot.
He probably was. That's why he's the illegal bounty operator.
It's not the names that gets me. It's the gruff Yoda voice that I have.
Yeah.
We're in the process of bringing down Taniel's holdings here on Terrace. There are 2 more that we need to bring over to our side, and unfortunately the one person that I thought would be able to help us do this is gone who knows where with my fuel cell.
Who made this be?
Udel.
Oh no, I'm talking about the
Oh.
the figured as much.
We've got to get in touch with Empirico's illegal creature dealer and the key smuggling operator for the planet. Both are exceptionally hard to find and even harder to get a meeting with.
Okay. Now, where do I come in all of this?
I need you to join Empirico and feed me information.
So you need me to be a spy for you under Empirico.
If you're willing. You're a soldier of high quality. You have ties to the Empire. He would never believe you would work with me. Everyone in the city has seen you dodge me for the last month or so.
Especially now that the Imperials are only looking for drop boxes that aren't happening.
And we thank you for that.
You know you're asking a great deal after what just happened.
I know. And if I didn't think that we were primed to strike, I wouldn't ask it.
So, if I say yes to this, I need to at least, before saying yes, y'all have to have some sort of plan, you'll have to have some sort of structure going on for this to work. Like, I can't just go in blind and tell you, yes, I'll be a spy and not know what I'm getting into. Because last time I went into something I didn't know I was getting into, I left something behind.
What kind of assurance do you need? What do you want to know? And if you're not up to the task, we can send somebody else.
I am wholeheartly willing to do this task if I know that it can be done and done right. I just need your confirmation that things aren't going to get sloppy again. I only have so many eyes, as you can...
They got a whole drawer full of eyes.
If you recall, that was not under our watch.
I know.
Garth, yes. But he doesn't work directly for us.
I know, I've learned my lesson from the last time of just taking on a job.
This isn't a job, Cal. It's a resistance. There'll be casualties, and you may lose another eye or even more.
I understand, but if we're going to go in here all ragtag and no sort of planning or anything, like, I need to know that y'all at least have thought this through enough before I just go in.
That's where you come in. We can't think any further than we already have without knowing the inner workings of Empirico's army. We need you to tell us how to strike and where. But, if it makes you comfortable, we can send you in with a target relay. Something that'll let us know that you're in serious danger, and we can find a way to get you out.
Alright. whatever we need to do to take this down. We need to get it done. And also, I want to give him my contact info for the for one of my informants that is actually
Okay.
one of the Imperial, because I think we had set that up in the planning stage.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to give him that contact info for him as well. That way we have another.
Yeah. We'll send a lead to it right away. And the Baron looks up. He has been kind of looking at his hands this whole meeting. He says, well, it's settled then. You'll go join Empirico, and we'll try not to kill you when we strike.
Thank you so very much.
He smacks the table and gets up and walks out of the room. And that is where we will end this session. Thanks so much for listening, and until next time, keep on adventuring.
Bye.
Good night.